Well, it's Wednesday, April 23, 2023. Welcome to our VPC devotionals in this week after Easter. We're looking at the humility of Jesus, his agenda coming back to restore his disciples from their fear and their grief, their shame and their guilt. It shouldn't surprise us, this humble agenda that wasn't about public vindication. We hear a story now in John 7, 45 to 52 that illustrates the humbleness of Jesus' origins. The temple police went back to the chief priests and the Pharisees. They had heard Jesus teaching, seen him do a miracle. And the police said, "Why did you not arrest him?" And the police said, "Never has anyone spoken like this." The Pharisees replied, "Surely you've not been deceived, have you? Has any one of the authorities of the Pharisees believed in him? This crowd, which does not know the law, they are accursed." Now Nicodemus, who had gone to Jesus before, this is in John chapter 3, and who was one of these leaders, asked, "Our law does not judge people without first giving them a hearing to find what they're doing, does it?" And they replied, "Nicodemus, you are surely not also from Galilee. Are you search and see that no prophet is to arise from Galilee?" Jesus, of course, was born at Bethlehem in Judea. Perhaps Jesus' resurrection priorities should not surprise us because of the humility and the tenor of his whole life and his whole ministry. He entered Jerusalem on a donkey at the beginning of Holy Week, but 33 years earlier, he entered the world in a stable. And he grew up in this humble area of Galilee, in a little town that probably had about 120 families, we know from excavations. Never had any advanced degrees, though from the time of his before he was even a teenager at age 12, he was comfortable with conversing with scholars in the temple. He never got a stamp of official approval, as we heard in this passage. All things were created through him, we hear in the beginning of the Gospel of John, but he depended on hospitality. Sometimes he had nowhere, and the Gospels tell us, to lay his head. He didn't come from Jerusalem or Rome. He came from this funny little obscure place, and he spent a lot of his ministry in obscure places, healing and helping, out of the limelight. And he even waited 30 years to begin his ministry because he was undoubtedly supporting his family after his father's death, because his father's not mentioned after age 12, and he was the oldest in the family. I wonder what aspects of Jesus' humble approach to life and to ministry are most surprising to you. Let's pray. Gracious God, give us the courage to follow a humble King, a modest Lord who came not to be served, but to serve, and to give his life away for others.